You said after Trent Bridge the team might have to make some tough calls in terms of moving on players, that sort of thing. Now that the series have done, are you any closer to sort of making those decisions in terms of for Bangladesh?
No, we'll sit down obviously as a selection group and work out where we want to go moving forward. It's obviously a disappointing result. I'm really pleased with the result today, fighting back and playing really well. Lords in here we were outstanding and not as good in the other three. So again, we'll have to let the dust settle, play this one day series and then pick a side moving forward for Bangladesh and home summer.
Darren, Peter Siddle struggled maybe a little bit in the county games, but this test he was exceptional. Did he maybe surprise you just how well he played?
He bowled very well. I'm really pleased for him. He was excellent both innings, gave us some control and outstanding. So hats off to him. He was absolutely brilliant.
With the bowling attack, at home in particular, like you've sort of had a preference, I suppose, for real pace and bounce and all that kind of thing. But the way that Peter Siddle added, what Peter Siddle added in this match, does he come into calculations? Do you think? Has he still got a few years left in him?
Yeah, the way he bowled, he was fantastic this game. So he's always got, if he gets in the right areas, he's a quality bowler. So his record speaks for itself. So we're really pleased that he bowled the way he did. There's always a future. We're not saying we pick out and out fast bowlers all the time, although obviously it may seem that way. We try and pick the best attack to win each game.
Just on Peter, it's been reported basically or mentioned in the press the manner of his selection for this test and him and Pat Cummins and all that. Are you disappointed with the way in which it was broadcast publicly, I guess?
Yes.
Can you expand on
No.
the nature? Right.
No, I can. It's all right. Look, Peter was in our original squad, and the chairman Rodney and I thought it was the best opportunity to give him that chance, ahead of Patrick Cummins. And someone like Shane Warne always has his opinion, as he loves an opinion, full stop, and that's fine. He doesn't know what goes on behind the scenes, and we'll keep it that way. And I'll probably stop there.
Darren, from England's point of view, if they have aspirations to being the best team in the world again, as they clearly do, I just wonder how much can they take from this series. I mean, it's great to win the Ashes, but they've done really well, haven't they, when they've had English bowlers, really good English bowlers, bowling in English conditions, and you don't really get that anywhere other than England.
You can say the same about Australia and Australian conditions. They outplayed us, there's no doubt about that. They won the crunch moments and certainly played their conditions better than we played them. And that's something we can learn from quickly. Obviously, we're not here for 4 years. In Australia, it's totally different, as we know. It's a simple fact of life. You've got to adjust to the conditions from one match to the next. And, there were different pitches in all five matches, and that's what happens.
Darren, that wasn't a fifth day in the whole series. Are we surprised about the quality of batsmanship on both sides, maybe a lack of technique and patience, or was it more to do with the pitches?
A bit of both. I'm only disappointed that, what did we have, 4 days, 3-3, and really if it didn't rain today it was finished in the first hour and a half, I suppose. So the people that miss out are the fans, aren't they? That's probably the thing I worry about, making sure the fans get quality over a period of time. There's not many test matches that go 5 days now anyway, but three and a bit is a bit short.
And the batting?
Same. Players got to get better at leaving the ball and staying in longer. Our 60 at Trent Bridge was under really difficult conditions, and Edgbaston was the same, although we didn't bowl very well on that day at Edgbaston either, because they were great conditions to bowl. So, at the end of the day, we got bowled out for 60 and 136, which really hurts you. It doesn't matter what attack you play. If you don't make enough runs, you can't get the result you need.
Darren, back in the day when you were playing, winning in India was always the great challenge. The fact that we haven't won here since 2001, there's a World Cup here in 2019. Is this now the white whale? Winning in England takes precedence over everything?
No, I think winning away from home for every test playing country is the big thing. I think there's only been 4 or 5 series over the last 3 years that's been won by the away team. So that's a challenge for the world game, there's a huge advantage playing at home. We haven't adapted well enough to those conditions here. So, yes, it's a big challenge in 2019, but you can't look that far ahead. What you've got to look is to the future. We'll have a tough series against Bangladesh over there, and then, we've got a home summer, obviously, against quality. We've got an away summer against New Zealand, who are going to be tough over there. And then you've got an Ashes coming up not long after that, again at home. So there's quality size. At home, it's a lot easier to play than away. And the teams that play well away from home will be the best team in the world.
Last three, Rob, Jesse and Jones.
Darren, Steve's spoken about how he'd like to be involved in selection discussions a little bit. Can you just tell us with this, the first test team, for test squad for Bangladesh, what sort of role will he play? Will you and Rod sit down with him and have a chat about a few of the big issues?
Oh, definitely, mate. In my time, I can't remember the captain not getting the side he wants, maybe once or twice. And that's, whether I was playing, whether I was a state captain, whether I'm coach, I think the captain has a really important part to play. He's got to be really comfortable with the side he plays with. End of the day, it's our job to pick that final 11. But you always consult the captain. That's really important. He's got to be really comfortable with the side he goes out with. So Stephen will be no different than Michael.
Has he already come to you with some ideas?
Yep.
Do you want to let us know any of them?
No.
In the UAE last year against Pakistan, we saw what Mitch Marsh could do with the bat. Probably here we've seen what he can do with the ball. How far away is he from getting both at the same time? And because of what he can do, and because of his age, is it worth persisting with him for an extended period?
As a coach, I'll say yes. As a selector, I have to speak to the other selectors. For me, he bowled very well in this Test series, and I think at the start of the Test series we were worried about his bowling. That's probably not the issue now. It's more the batting in these conditions. So once he gets it right, it's just going to be time. It's investing some time in him, and he's a guy we really think highly of.
Dan can have the last one then, James. That's the one.
Darren, in terms of the way that the team adapted in this series, the final day today you finished with Mitchell Marsh and Pete Siddle bowling sort of English seam up and bowling that well. Fair to say that was not your plan A. Was that a matter of not having the right plan A, or the bowlers you had in the first instance not performing as well as you thought they would?
Plan A would have been having Ryan Harris bowling the first Test match for us, and that was plan A. But that plan has changed, and the guys we had managed to get wickets. We leaked a bit too many runs, and they know that, but at Lords we didn't, and here we didn't, so they bowled a lot better in those conditions. End of the day, it is what it is. We didn't play well enough and we got beaten, so you would love those type of bowlers all the time, but at the end of the day, those other guys have done a really good job for us over the summer, West Indies, and obviously a couple of Test matches here, so we've got to work out what the right attack is in the right conditions moving forward.